Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschoolology. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. I've got 13, 9, 6, and 4-year-olds. And on this channel, I usually talk to you guys about secular homeschooling, but I also like to talk about having a larger family, motherhood, the household, things like that. And today's video is just our kind of like end of the month monthly update, which I like to try to do every month. And so this is kind of just a wrap up of what, how the month ahead went and how the month we just had went and how the month ahead, things to look out for the month ahead. And forgive the lighting and angle today. This is earlier than I normally film. I'm trying to squeeze some film time in before we go to our co-op today. And the sun comes directly in our back windows first thing in the morning. And you might notice me squinting a little bit because my eyes are super sensitive to light, but I don't want to put sunglasses on for you guys. But if you see a lot of changing in light or me squinting or the weird angle, that's why all of that is happening. So let's dive into how our month of January 2024 went. Okay, so I usually kind of break these up into segments as far as like my business life, my personal life, and then our homeschool. And let's see, what do we want to start with today? I guess we'll start with business life. Things went really good this month as far as like I'm getting back into a role here on YouTube. I have been able to release a video all but one day of my scheduled day, and that was a holiday anyways, and so I said, you know what, but I am starting to finally post a little bit more on Instagram. We'll see how long that keeps up. So everything seems to be going here, but the really big news is that we hit 2,000 followers this month, which was super exciting for me, and of course that means that I'm going to do a Q&A and a giveaway, and that will be coming up really soon. You might be able to sneak in a few questions down in the comments if you have one and didn't already ask one on my other social platforms. Let's see what else is exciting. Not too much. I taught my first baking class in a couple of months. I took off the months of, the store had us take off the months of November and December because they're just really busy months for them, because they're also a retail store, and if you've ever worked retail in the holidays, you know how crazy that gets. And so I didn't teach in November and December, so I went back in January, and it was really nice to be back there with my ladies and enjoying a night of teaching baking and spending some adult time that, if you're a homeschool mom, you don't get a lot of that sometimes. And so all of that went really, really well. And then what you can expect on this channel coming into February will be just kind of a few more. I have a couple of collaborations that I'm doing. I'm gonna hope to get you guys another day in the life. You guys seem to like those, and some other little things like that. We have been doing a little bit, I'll get to the homeschool section in a minute, but we have been doing a little bit more, like we've been able to add on a little bit more. And so there are some things that I hadn't done yet that I didn't feel like I could give you a good review on, that I feel like I might be able to give a better review on now. So you might see a couple of reviews coming up, not necessarily in February. They might make a few in February, but coming up. But also March and April are about the times where I start looking towards the next homeschool year. So around those times, you'll start to see me thinking about and talking about things that we are looking at for the next homeschool year. So, and that is all about my businesses, the things that I do there. Personal life, things are going pretty good. We have been really busy. Things have started up again. So things have been busy, but a little bit different kind of busy than they were before. We're just kind of busy on a schedule now. So things are a little bit more predictable and a little bit more, we're busy. We have lots of things, but I know what my schedule is going to be, and I can factor in things around what I know my schedule is going to be. It's not going to be all thrown off. And so that has been really nice. But we are doing 3 out of my 4. Well, technically my daughter joined my son's team because we were a little short of players. Her attention span's not quite there yet for it, but she does love going to the practices and all of that stuff. But all of my kids are doing soccer. 2 of them are on the same team, so we have 3 teams that we're managing, not managing, but like managing to get everyone to all their things. And so that has been that. We have practices Monday and practices Wednesdays and games on Saturdays and coordinating, because there's 3 of them, coordinating who goes where to which games and how to get everybody to where they're supposed to be, and all the snacks and all the things have been, it's good. We're having fun. The kids are having fun. It's just, been a lot. And then co-op started back up. So that is always a busy time of year for me, because those first 2 weeks where we have the orientation and then the first day, getting everything set up and squared away. Once we have the first day, things get a little bit easier as far as I don't have as much that I need to do to make the co-op run. It kind of runs itself at that point. But for it to be able to run itself at that point, we as the board, the people who are, the people who are in charge of getting it running smoothly, and it takes a lot of work in the beginning. So that I had that going on, but it's starting to be a much smoother process. If you haven't heard or don't know, we did this co-op a long time ago, not that long ago, but pre-COVID, we had this co-op. COVID happened, and it kind of dissolved a little bit. And me and 2 of our other former co-op people restarted it, but not a lot of the old people came back. So it was a lot of trial and error, trying to figure out how to make things run smoothly. And on a little bit more personal level, I know I talked to you guys a lot about how much burnout I had at the end of the year last year, and how I tried to take time to get myself back to, my full capability. So that progress is going pretty well. I feel like I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things, things are getting easier to get accomplished. And I'm not feeling quite so burnt out. I'm actually excited to get to some things with my kiddos. And so personal life was pretty good for the month of January. Things are really starting to get on a roll. I did a cleaning schedule, or I at least wrote it out. We've semi-stuck to that a little bit, but I'm gonna be working on that for the next month. That is something that's coming. I'm gonna really try to focus on that. We are going on a trip this week that I'm filming this, and then we'll be gone Tuesday to Friday, and then we come back and have soccer, and so things are going to be a little bit crazy. And then I am going on my birthday trip, and so that's really exciting. But those are things that I have that throw off my schedule that I like to have. And so I'm really excited for those things, but also trying to be mindful of keeping that in my brain as I'm trying to work through other things. And so that is kind of what I have coming up and what to expect. We have a couple of things. We have this trip and that trip my birthday trip that I'm taking, and we have another trip for my husband. He's a runner and he's doing another marathon. But then after those trips, we've decided to take a little bit of a break from traveling so heavily. I think that contributed a little bit to my burnout, even though those things were really fun and I'm so glad we did them. Might have just been a little bit too much, as far as I am the one that has to do all the planning and packing, and it was just a lot of extra on my mental load, even though we had such a great time. And I'm so glad we went and did all the things that we did. It was a lot on my mental load to be doing all of that on top of my normal things that are already a lot. So I'm excited to do these few things, but then also take a nice extended break from major travel. And so that is my personal life. So let's move into homeschool, which is probably why most of you are here. Homeschool has gone really well this past month. We finally are getting back into the groove of things. We only missed 1 out of the past 6 weeks as far as schooling things. making sure that we do school every day. 1 week we didn't because it was a very busy week. It was the start of co-op and I had a baking class and things like that. So we did take that week off for mom's mental health, but also for theirs. They need a break every once in a while. And so, but we have been getting to all the things that we, all the extras. We've been starting to get to those extras that I've been wanting to get to this year. And so that has been really nice to be, kind of finally fulfilling the plan that I had. Of course, we're way behind on it all, but that is fine. That's why we homeschool year round. We'll just continue those things. Maybe as we finish up our normal thing, we'll just dive more heavily into all of those extras that I wanted to do. There's still 1 or 2 things that we haven't either gotten to at all or have only done 1 or 2 lessons, but for the most part, everything that I've talked about in my plan, we're finally getting to, and so that's really exciting. We switched all of my big girls' maths. So my oldest was doing, she did Math UC for a really long time, but she kind of needs to change things up every once in a while. And so in the past we've done, other things and then ended up back at Math UC. But she we found Nicole the Math Lady, which we absolutely love Nicole the Math Lady. And if she were using a different program, we would have stuck with Nicole the Math Lady. But she uses Saxon and we hate Saxon. So Nicole the Math Lady, if you're listening, maybe make some videos with using a different program, because we loved her program. We loved her the computer software. We loved the videos. We loved everything about that program. We just hated Saxon. I think it was laid out poorly. It didn't have a really good flow to it. Way too much work, just like an absorbent amount of work, so much more work than they actually need. I wish that would give you do these questions, and then if you need more practice, here's more practice, because it was so much. And even trying to figure out ways where she could do less in a day, it just didn't work. It was too much of a headache. And so I was like, we're done with this. That was really hard for me because we spent quite a chunk of money on the whole, everything as a whole. But when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I was just like, you know what, we're done, forget it. We tried CTC Math, which I heard about from Davine from Calm in the Chaos. And I did like that one. But not enough to spend the kind of money that they were asking, which isn't necessarily a lot. It's definitely way less than I had spent on the other one, the combined textbook and program. But they didn't love it enough for me to feel like that was the one. I probably would have done it, except that we tried Khan Academy as well for math, and you guys, I actually kind of really like it. It's sweet and simple, to the point. I think there's some lessons have 5 questions, some lessons have 7 questions, some lessons have 10 questions, and it goes as far as if you do the 5 questions and you get most of them right, they give you a proficient score, and then you get to move on to the next lesson. If you only get 1 or 2 of them right, then you have to keep trying that same, it's not the same exact set of questions, but it's the same type of questions. So it's the same concept, that and they just ask different, 5 different other questions. And then you just keep doing that until you get them all right, until you understand. And there's a lot of video lessons, and there's a link. So if you're not understanding your problem, there's a link to the video lesson that applies to that question right at the bottom of the thing, and you can click on that video link and watch it right then. And I was so impressed with how awesome it is, considering it's completely free. I'll probably do more of a full video on this, most likely, but if you're interested, let me know down in the comments. I'll make sure to get it on my schedule, maybe bump it up a little bit. And while you're down there, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. And let's see, any other changes? Things are going pretty well. We've hit up with my younger kids for math. We've been using Math with Confidence. Still love that program. I think I did an update video, but if I haven't, let me know. Or if you want to see another one, let me know. We have hit a point with that program where they're not quite ready to move on. And so I think they need more practice. So I am going to break out actually I already did this past week, break out the Math UC primer, and going through a few of those lessons to they're not quite ready to move on in the Math with Confidence. And so I feel like maybe using a different program that has a little bit of a different approach to address, these subjects might be helpful. So we're doing that right now. And when I have done that for a little while, I'll let you know how all that process went. But we already had Math UC from my other kids. We've been trying out Math with Confidence, which we love. We love both those programs. As far as other subjects, Michael Clay Thompson, going great. I love it. Finished the first book, and now we're doing the practice sentences. We've started building language. So far, I kind of like it, but the jury's out on that part yet, so I'm not going to update you guys on that quite yet. And then my older daughter is doing all the same things. Oh, spelling connections, bit the dust, hated it. I tried to like it, tried to make it work. Again, no go. So we went right back to sequential spelling, and it's working great. They don't like that it doesn't give you a lot of background. I've talked about sequential spelling a ton. I don't like that it gives you a lot of background, but it's working for my kids, and so I'm just going to use it. My middle daughter started level 1 as well. So they're both doing it now, different levels. And then I think that's all. Everything else is going well. Pinwheel is going good. What else have we been? And all the little extras, things that, I said we were going to use, we're starting to use. So I think that is going to be my update for homeschool. If you guys have any questions or you think I missed anything, let me know. And I think I'm going to wrap this video up because we've got to get ready to go to co-op. And the sun is driving me crazy. I have a poster hung up because it's coming right in. And so if I move my hands away from where the posters are, it's nuts. Anyways, I'm a little scatterbrained this morning, I think. But I think I'm going to wrap this video up. I think I'm going to end this here. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. Anything you'd like to hear more about. I do anything you want me to talk about. I do have some holes in my upcoming next month or two where I could film a video. So let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you see when that 2K giveaway is coming. And I think that's it, guys. So thanks for sticking around and chatting with me today. I hope you will come back and chat with me again real soon, and I'll talk to you guys later.